Okay, so we are going to talk about planning your launch. You have already started this business. You took the most scary and exciting step in actually purchasing that kit. Now it's the next step is to put it into action. You know your why. You've already wrote that down. We know what you know why you're in this business. You've created your contact list, or you started to, because that's a never-ending list. And now it's time to put it in action. Let's get a plan, invite your friends and family, and get your launch started. Put a date on the books. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to do that and what we recommend. Our biggest recommendation, the biggest tip we can get, for you to have such a successful launch and start your business is a double launch. Now, what we consider a double launch is 2 dates. We really recommend that they're close together. So like, you could do like a Friday night, Saturday morning mimosas, or a wind down Wednesday and Thursday afternoon lunch and look. I mean, there's so many plays on words you can do. But it's really important to do 2 dates, and putting them close together is just a suggestion we have. I mean, why clean your house twice if you don't have to, or buy a bunch of food and you don't have to do that twice. So you want to pick those 2 dates, and like I said, recommend to do them close together, and send out those invites. Get your list together and think big when you make this list. I'm just going to tell you this not to make you stress you out or anything, but when you make that list, about 20 or 30% of those people are actually going to be able to attend. So if you double that number, if you have 2 launches, that gives you 40 to 60% that will attend. So that is a huge number. Another reason why we recommend the double launch. Now, that doesn't mean that those 70 to 80% are not interested in your business at all, or, they don't understand what you're doing, they don't care. That's absolutely not the case. They just can't make it to those dates. Those days don't work for them. They'll be watching you. You'll be on social media. You'll be reaching out to them. You put a star next to their name to make sure that you follow up. And if you decide to do a follow-up online launch party, that is kind of where you can bring those guests in, or your out-of-town guests. We recommend, if you do decide to do an online launch party, reach out to your upline and they'll be able to help you get that set up and what that looks like. But let's just focus on your in-person launch first. There's a rule of thumb as far as your invites go. For every 10 people you invite to this launch, probably 2 to 3 people are going to actually show up. But those 2 to 3 people want to be there. They want to buy, so they're pretty much guaranteed customers. But those other people, those other group of people that can't come, like I said, does not mean that they're not interested. You're going to follow up with them. But when you do that, and those 2 to 3 are like, yes, we're there right away, don't be upset when you get those no's first. Chances are you're going to send out that big list of invites and you're going to get a bunch of no's all right away. And that is not because they don't want to know what Zaya is, or they don't want to spend the money on the leggings, or just don't get yourself worked up and scared like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? Those people who sent you those no's first, they were like, ooh, I wonder what she's doing. Let me check my calendar, see if I can go. Immediately they know they have something planned, so they text back right away, sorry, I can't make it. So keep that in mind. They're not telling you no, not forever. They're just not right now. So again, star those names. We'll follow up with them. So those yeses are going to take a little bit longer. They'll start rolling in a couple hours, the next day or so. They need to probably check with their husbands or their sitters or their work schedule, whatever the case may be. They will come, and once you get those yeses, it just feels so good. This is happening. You are going to have a great launch, a great double launch. And so, how do you get those invites out, right? You've got your list, your dates. There are a couple of ways that we recommend for your invites. A lot of these are laid out on our Zaya Threads website, so I'm not going to go through all of them. I want you to check out that website or talk to your upline or sponsor to make sure that you know what invite works best for you. Personally, I like the Evite, so check that one out. I know a lot of us use that, so definitely look at that and check out Threads for some wording. They have pictures, images. We have all sorts of information to help you with those invitations. So that is your challenge. I want you to pick your dates, 2 of them, and get your list and send out those invites. It's the scariest step, the biggest step to a huge business that I know you're going to have success in.